Yeah, I'm passionate about the youth advocate program that came. I remember there was a call that was shared for people to apply and they become youth advocates. And of course, for me as Peter, who is passionate about young people living with HIV, I think I shared that call widely in the HIV network, and that explains why you have the first advocates. Most of them the young people living with HIV, or they are attached to supporting young people living with HIV. But also I can't forget the several trainings, and one of them I think is one that Mosh took us in. Those of you remember the social media training and the storytelling. I think for me that was very good because it is what has made us to shine as Munipa, because also we learned the art of sharing stories, but also documenting. But also there are other trainings like the gender transformative action, the youth engagement and everything. Of course, they have shaped us to know how we do programming when it comes to if you're working with young people. And that explains why you see that besides PTY, we have also been able to mobilize resources for the young people programming from different donors. If I can just share with you one fact is that when we go the small grants, program, I think at Munipa our earning income was around 18 million at that time. But right now, as I speak, I think for last year, if I check for last year, we are around 175 million. So that one explains how we use the knowledge that we got from the PTY, but also the social mobilization technique that we learned. But specifically, maybe to speak from Mbale perspective, I think some of us, I know me and Regan and other people, who have gotten a platform to also to participate in the strategic district committees, and some of us actually were even adopted on those committees. I can speak about the district aids committee, the district adolescent and youth committee. We have the district human rights committee. We are all on those committees, but also realized when they did their mid-term evaluation, realized that one thing that limits young people to access some of these services actually is about the stockouts and everything. And when we went deep into that, we realized that actually most of us, we just go to facilities to access services, but we don't know where the story starts from. And the story starts from the facility. They do what we call forecasting for services. And that's where the budget and everything is passed. So that's a space that we're not even touched very well. So in 2023, we started advocating around budget advocacy and everything. And we wanted the data to back up the advocacy. And I think that's when we started to do the client satisfaction surveys for young people who have just gotten the service at different service points. And actually realized that actually, for the adolescent girls and young women, they were forced to take the long-term family planning, which they never wanted. They wanted the short-term, the sign-up price. So that data informed the district, and we thank God that actually the district looked for resources. We saw in 2023 the budget for family planning alone, for the modern family planning sign-up price for the Mbale district, it was around 36 million. But as we speak right now, we checked last month, is at 175 million, which means that is an achievement that we can say the program actually has achieved. Then another thing, I think me as Peter, I've got more opportunities. I think I've participated in the national advocacy events. I've had meetings with the ministers for the first time. I've also spoken good English at those national level advocacy events. You know, it's very hard for you to sit with the minister because if you don't have what to tell the minister, then what to do sitting at the minister. Okay. Also, we've made sure that actually even the young people in Mbale, they're not just invited to attend some of these meetings. They're not just in the room, but also want them to be at the table. And that's why we are pushing hard to ensure that most of these committees, young people attend them. And the most crucial one is actually the budget advocacy, and it's actually the budget conference. But also we have realized that at the budget conference, you can't change anything. Now we want young people to sit on HUMIC. And I think one of the advocacy things that maybe we can speak about as the program comes to an end is also to tap into the HUMIC system, because the guidelines are very clear from Ministry of Health that on every facility, we must have a young person in HUMIC. Of course, as PTY comes to an end, the big question is, as youth advocates, how are we going to sustain some of these results and some of these achievements? I think for us at Munipa, we are continuing to do resource mobilization to sustain some of the activities of PTY. I know, like for example, the main engage forums, Heroes is supporting us to do that. We are doing them in Bufumbo, we are doing them in Kiende, we are still coming to the city. So that's one activity that I'm very sure. But also activities around the dialogues of the young people and everything, budget advocacy. But above all, I think one thing I've learned about all the three partners of PTY, UYAHF, RHU and UYAHF is about innovation. And that's why also we've gone digital. We've developed at the e-referral system called Care Connect. It makes a young person to get a service even from, they can order for a service at a public health facility at the comfort of their bedroom. And they can just match that to that facility, they get a service without lining up. I think for me that's something that is really very good. I want to appreciate UYAHF because some of us have gone through the systems of UYAHF and have given us a chance to learn, but also to make sure that we have impact. Yeah? We have impact at the end of the day. So Nora, thank you so much. And maybe when you go back also you appreciate the entire team at UYAHF, but also the entire consortium partners of PTY, the RHUs and the EAC. I appreciate them so much, and I think we have a good story to tell. And one day if the donor is looking for the real people, we are here. We are here to convince them so that they give us more money.